If you love Joburg,
947 loves you.
So it's part 3 of our legacy interviews, and this podcast series is pretty much about chatting to young, incredible South Africans who've been doing things for a while. And today, I think it's safe to say that we have got an OG. We've got someone who's been in it for...
Because you said young, I was like, oh, I love him already.
But an OG can be 15 years old if we really need them to be.
Can an OG be 15? Okay.
So we're chatting to Bianca Le Grange. Bianca, you're on season 1 of Idols, wasn't it?
Yes, the very first Idols in 2002, 16 years ago.
Yo, if memory serves me correctly, I mean, because I used to be a big fan of the show, you were in top 3.
Top 4, believe it or not.
Not
4. Even top 3.
Yeah. But look, you're one of the favorites at the time. I remember it was the first season of Idols. Everyone was making noise around it. Hines, Brandon, all those contestants were there. How have you been able to keep this consistency for all these years? I mean, 2002 is quite a while back, and it's not like you just faded into the darkness, pretty much.
I would say the key is consistency.
Yeah.
The key is to try to reinvent yourself, try to come up with new ways of showing people who you are as an artist.
Yeah.
I am an artist. I'm not just a musician.
Yeah.
I'm not just an actress. I'm not just a performer. I do so many different things all the time.
Yeah.
So that keeps me busy, and that I guess gets a lot of attention because I do have quite a few followers, and a lot of people have grown up with me.
Yeah.
So I find recently that there's a whole generation of kids that doesn't even know who I am. And you always reinventing, you're always showcasing new work. It's not an easy thing to do.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get to. I was going to find out, after that journey on Idols, given it was so many years ago, what did you think was the most difficult part of now adjusting? Now you're this TV sensation, and lights go off, everything stops, but now you've got to make sure that you carry on building this career. So what was the most difficult part of, just that growth and building?
The most difficult part was that there wasn't anybody to look up to.
Oh.
There wasn't what I would call a blueprint.
Yeah.
And I was part of the generation that created the blueprint.
Yeah.
There were very few colored female singers that... And I can name them, I can name the Vicky Sampsons, I can name the Charlene Surtees. Those are the people that laid the paving for me. And when I got to a point where there was no more paving left to walk on, I had to start paving myself. And that's where I find myself today. One of my passions is the education of music business, the education of being an actress, the education of what a brand is. And I didn't have that kind of schooling. I had to make it up as I went. So that was the most difficult part of things. We were the guinea pigs, and a lot went wrong. I found myself in lawsuits. I found myself with managers that took me for a ride for a long time. I found myself not understanding how to manage money. There were a lot of aspects to getting into this industry that was not taught, or there was nobody to teach. So I made it up as I went, and that's become my passion now, is the education of what I learned through that process, through my experience, through those years and years of struggle and falling and getting up again. And that's what I'm about, and what my legacy project is about. It's about educating people.
I love the fact that you're so big on education, because particularly in this industry, with a lot of young people now coming into it, everyone just sees it as Bianca can do it. It seems simple enough. She's on stage here, she's on TV there, she learns a script here and there, and they just think that you jump in and everything's going to work and everyone's going to try and make sure that things happen for you. When in actual fact, it literally is all on you. And I guess the more you educate yourself, the more you open your eyes and you know about the different intricacies, I guess, of the music industry. And when you look at young people right now, what would you say is the biggest challenge, or the biggest challenges facing them? Besides poverty and that sort of reality we've got in South Africa, what are some of the other things that come to mind?
I would say patience. People don't understand what patience is in today's world.
Yeah.
I still remember a time when there was no cell phones. You know, I was a kid when there wasn't any cell phones, and then cell phones were brought into existence, and then there was this new age, and then we went from TDK tape. You know, I remember as a child listening to 94.7 and listening to radio and recording a song that you love and heard, and you just like, yo, there's a song on radio, and you took your tape and you put it into your tape player, and you pressed record and play, and when the DJ spoke, you pressed pause. I would say one of the things in this Insta lifestyle that we're living in is patience. People don't understand that to make something beautiful and something great takes time. Whether it's music or production or anything for that matter. It took a long time to be Bianca the person. It took a very long time to be Bianca the artist. I remember growing up, I studied classical piano and violin, and I went to NSA, National School of the Arts in Braamfontein, and my friends would be going and playing hockey and soccer and going to the grounds for a party and hanging out at Florida Lake those years. Do you remember Florida Lake? Or at the office there in Elders. And I had to go home and I had to go and practice my scales, and I had to learn pieces for my exams. And you know, even singing, my singing journey, it was me, myself, my mom, who was the organist in the church, and the pastor. And every Saturday, my Saturday is comprised of 4 funerals and a wedding. And I remember being at the funerals and thinking, no, at this point in the song, I should have a tear rolling down my eye. And that's how my acting skills came about. So I've always been working on my craft. I've always been performing. These new age kids that are recording artists, they think they just gotta get into studio and get onto radio. There's not a lot of artists performing in this country. I feel there's no platform for them, for live music.
We don't have a lot of live music places anymore, really.
There aren't any. There aren't many. There are a few. But I also come from a time when there were all these festivals all over South Africa, and that was my job. Coming out of Idols, I went to festivals. I would do 3 festivals in a day. I would do 7 shows a week. You know, that was besides the corporate work you were doing. I feel that also when a recession hits, the first thing that happens is entertainment gets cut. So budgets have been being cut for a couple of years now. And you know, the artist does struggle. We need to come up with new innovative ways to sustain ourselves as artists. We need to come together as artists. I've called people to do collaborations with, and they answer, well, it's gonna cost you 15K to do a collab with me. And I'm like, what? Do you know who I is? And not that, it's people need to come together to come up with new creative ways to sustain ourselves in terms of music business, in terms of the business of music. You know, we need to be collaborating with the promoters. We need to be collaborating with the venues and with the festivals and all these kinds of places. But we also get shut down a lot, and I want everyone to know that it's been a hard journey for me. It hasn't been an easy one. You look at my Instagram, you look at my Facebook, you look at my Twitter, and all you see is smiles and glamourati. Behind the scenes is hard work. It's crying, oh, I can't pay my bills, oh, I don't have enough petrol to get to the gig, oh. I do have those moments, and I have them often. And it hasn't been an easy journey.
I mean, I guess that just shows how resilient you've been throughout all these years, because mentioning now that things aren't always going right, but I think the resilience also comes in with you always smiling. I think when people think of Bianca Le Grange, you always see a smile. From 2002, you were always the contestant that was bubbly, beautiful smile, you know, that sort of thing. And I think sometimes we don't give ourselves enough credit in the sense that even when you are going through tough times, just finding that little bit of a smile, can make you feel better, but it can
Yeah.
also help someone else's day. You know
That's
what I
very
mean?
true. And I want to touch on this because Double HP was a very good friend of mine, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have collaborated on Bulindlela in Jozi, Ijozi, which was a project by our ex-mayor.
Yeah.
Who put the song together with Amu and Slicker, and there's so many names, Clint Brink, there's so many artists on that track.
Yeah.
And artists also go through depression.
Yeah.
We also go through struggles.
Yeah.
I can name maybe a few artists in this country that have medical aid. The rest don't.
Yeah.
Don't have a plan for when they older. When somebody dies as an artist, there's always the benefit concert.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
a lot of artists don't have a plan for 10 years, 20, 30 years from now. So that is part of my journey and part of what I'm about and what I would like to leave behind as an artist. So I do want to say that, we should stop being so hard on artists. We are the mirror of society.
Yeah.
And we're so caught up with trying to pay the bills, we're not really being the mirror. Because name one artist that's actually talking about the issues of the world today. There's very few of them that are actually tackling those kind of issues. And it's because commercially, nobody wants to talk about the crime.
Yeah.
And talk about the rape
Yeah.
situation in this country and talk about
True.
the real issues.
True.
So being an artist and being a South African artist, I really want to encourage artists to keep doing what they do. And to lift up their heads and come together and hold hands and say, there's no tyd om aan te stap from. It's time to move on from this mentality of let me shine and let me drive in a Benz and let me pop some bottles. It's so been done. I said to a producer, can we stop doing the Real Housewives of Bryanston? Can we do the Real Housewives of Aldos? The
that's
Real
real.
Housewives. Let's talk about those people.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that's going to be more entertaining than the Real Housewives in their weeds and doing their nails. Let me tell you about the Real Housewives of Aldos trying to get a buck together just to pay the bills.
Sure.
And that's the reality. That's reality shows. Let's stop being this Insta community and realize that it's taken a long time to build a name.
Yeah. That's Bianca Le Grange. Thank you so much. I actually want to leave it there because that was such a powerful, note to finish off on.
I would like to finish on a more positive note and say, we need to know who we are. I'm Bianca Joy Le Grange, and that's pure joy, and that's what we gotta be. We only gotta be who we are. There's only one of you.
Yeah.
There's never gonna be another you. So celebrate that, and I'm so excited for this festive season.
Yeah.
Come out and let's be joyous together.
Thank you so much. I feel so much lighter in the room now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, baby.